Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Welcome.
To Stitching Live with Lizzie and Sean.
Indeed.
Over there, that's Lizzie.
I am.
And I'm Sean.
He is.
We're from Posture Design.
We are.
And
how long can I keep this going?
We're going to show you how to stitch today from one of our steel dies, from our autumn apple die.
Yes.
So if you're watching now, thanks for joining us live.
Yes.
And if you're watching later today, thanks for joining us then too. We love that you have the chance to watch a little bit later in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know that this Tuesday afternoon at 1 o'clock time, well, really, it works well for us, but it maybe doesn't work well for everybody to be live.
Sure.
You know, if you have, for example, jobs.
We have
or something
jobs.
like that. I know we have jobs, but this is the job. You know, money for nothing over here. So, hello everyone in the chat. People are getting warmed up. We're glad you're here. That's really all I have to say. Lizzie is getting set up over here
Lizzie
still.
is getting set
We're
up.
we're a few steps further behind
Than usual.
Than usual? I don't know. Seems pretty good. That wasn't in the shot. Now it was in the shot. Okay.
Sorry.
Movie magic.
Ta-da.
Would you like to see what we're going to work on today?
Yes.
Let's,
you know what I didn't grab?
what you doing?
The finished one.
That's okay. You know it's okay. You don't have to finish ones. Those look so nice right there. Just shift those to the left for a second. Okay. Here's what we're going to work on today, everybody.
So, we've got some apples.
Some apples.
I don't know if we'll actually get to all of these, but I figured I would cut them all just in case, so you can't really see them.
Now shift it to the right. Yeah, I can turn us off. We don't need to be there. This is what we have. So the autumn apple die. When did this come out?
Oh shoot, 2023.
In 2023. So this die is about 2 years old.
Yeah, it came out in August.
August of 2023. It's the perfect thing for the fall.
Well, and it's good for school. And just anybody who loves, I love like apple picking, crafty looking type things. And so this is really cute for that because there's so many options.
So many options. Why don't you talk us through the die cutting options and I will add a little note into the time codes here.
Here, we'll start with the whole apple. So we've got this whole apple here. This is, you'll notice it has, the stitching holes are a little closer to the inside than most of our dies, but I'll show you why in just a minute.
Oh.
There are leaves that coordinate, or there's a leaf that coordinates, and a stem, and this little dimple cut out here. And so that put together makes the whole apple. I wish I knew what my child's teacher's name was for this year, because I would put an initial on this because it is a great size for our monogram alphabet. But
yeah, if anybody in the chat knows what our daughter's kindergarten teacher, who she's going to be.
If you could sneak us that information, I would appreciate it.
That's great.
So that's the whole apple. The sliced open half apple is this one here. So, and that's, sorry, the original one that I showed you is just the whole apple cut twice, and the leaf and the stem. This one is the whole apple cut once.
Okay. That's a beautiful color. What is that? Is that pistachio? Wow, a little pistachio apple.
A little pistachio.
Pistachio apple. Don't try it. Don't try it. You'll end up like me.
Then we've got the layered apple that goes inside.
Okay.
And on the layered apple, you use this details die. Okay. Which cuts the core.
Oh.
Design.
So that die right there cuts right to the core.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is shaped so you know where it lays.
Perfect.
And then that layers on top of the apple. So you just see like the outline of the skin. Uh-huh. But you don't have to stitch two rows really close to one another. You just stitch that one row and you
got it.
Get
okay. That's so clever that you did that.
Well, thank you.
I mean, you could have done an apple without the inside cut in half like that, and here you are.
And this oval that's in the die set.
So you get this with the set. Oh, that little shape there. Okay.
That, if you layer that on the back
of
the core, you see the seeds.
So the negative space seeds, there they are.
The negative space seeds.
Amazing.
And then when you sew it all together, it's sort of hidden inside.
That's great.
And this, with the pistachio, is I've got pearl and furrow, and the leaf is conifer, and the stems are cocoa.
Oh, that's great. If you stick around long enough, we'll show you how to make the edges of the pearl turn a little bit brown as if your apple's been cut open for a while.
Absolutely not.
If you stick around later, we're going to walk you through those tips, okay?
Not a thing.
Just stick around.
Chalk.
You never know what might happen. You never know.
And then there is the caramel apple.
Okay.
Which is this same layered apple, the
You're a little
smaller
high.
one.
You've drifted. Oh, there.
I'm showing the die.
Oh, you're showing the die. Then fine, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this layered here?
Okay.
And then you use this details die.
Okay.
Right here. It lines up on the top there.
Okay.
And then you use this layered piece
to cut
the caramel.
Ah, I see.
And then that
There you
stitches
go.
on right there.
That way it looks like your apple's been dipped.
Indeed.
Okay.
And we'll note if you're doing something with two sides, it's not symmetrical. Like on the back, these, I don't know. I think these holes are like one off from one another. You do one this way, and you do one this way. So technically the wrong side is out.
Oh, got it.
And so that way when you put them together,
it doesn't look like you've got some kind of bizarro.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everything matches.
So you've really got to be thinking as you're die cutting and assembling that stuff.
No, because all you have to do is die cut twice and then flip over two of the pieces.
I'm totally
this is just the wrong side out.
I have made so many small mistakes in my past week. I have made a couple of just like minute little errors in my life in the past week that I don't think that I could sort that. I definitely could not sort that out while you were out of town. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Fair. And then this is the stick here, and then this just fits
Goes in
directly in these three holes here in the center.
Now, before somebody in the chat asks this very smart question, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Would the popsicle die bite work on ye old apple?
Probably.
I've never thought
tried
about this
it
before. I've never thought about this either.
That is entirely possible. I've never tried it, but now I want to.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. This is great. There's a lot to catch up in the chat. Don't worry, everybody in the chat. No, I want to catch up on this later when you're stitching.
Okay.
Because I've been trying to strategically plan my afternoon.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, let's start with this one.
Because Shari mentioned that she mentioned that she loves the poison apple, but we don't have we don't have the poison apple to show, do we?
Oh, do we not?
Oh,
we do.
get out of here! We
So
could not have done that better if we tried.
the poison apple.
Swish.
I did not cut any of the poison apple because I knew we would not get to 4 things. But the poison apple, here's the details die.
If you did not know, we have a poison apple details die.
Which coordinates with the autumn
coordinates. So once you have the autumn apple, you just get this other little die.
Have you figured out how to put the pictures in the chat yet?
No, I figured out how to put the pictures in the chat
Or
yet,
not
but
the chat,
I can't
but
put the link. I just put the link for the poison apple directly in the chat.
So the poison apple, you just die cut this original base apple. Then you use this details die and you cut the details, and it cuts all the inner bits and the drippies. And then you use this die.
The poison,
or sorry, I was off screen there. You use this die. And it will line up with all of the...
So spooky.
So it looks like the apple in a particular Disney princess movie.
So spooky.
That I'm not going to specify because I don't want to get in trouble with Disney.
Yeah, of course. We don't want to say it. Its initials are Osney Itway.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to really think hard on that one.
I didn't have to think hard. I'm ready.
So there you go. There are options for your apple.
That's great. If you're watching this later, I went ahead and put the link to the poison apple die in the notes as well. No, I put it in the chat.
Oh, you put it in the notes.
I just put it in the notes as well. But most savvy people are able to get their thumbs working and go search for that stuff themselves. But
sure.
One of the things I love about Pashta Design is some of the spookier stuff we do, because
There's a little spooky.
You're not the spookiest person.
I'm not.
And I'm not really,
no.
I'm not necessarily the spookiest person either. But I don't really know how spooky the world of crafts can get. But that jack-o'-lantern too, it's still kind of that one's like pretty.
That one's a little spooky.
It's right there,
All right. Well, we're gonna start here with the cored apple or the sliced apple.
Okay.
And I like, instead of using a a thread that matches, that will blend in. I like using something that's got a little bit of a contrast because, you know, when you cut open an apple core,
you see all kinds of colors in there.
Well, you see like, a little bit of
a little bit.
Like an off.
Okay, all right. I'm going to put that in the show notes.
So I'm going to just start here anywhere on the oval. Doesn't really matter. And I'm using 842, which might be a little bit more of a contrast than... No, that's good.
Yeah.
I was going to say maybe more than I want, but it's...
It's just going to help you really sell the illusion of the apple. Sell the illusion of the apple.
So again, I'm just using a running stitch.
You're using a running stitch for this, okay. And again, what we're doing right now is the first thing is getting that oval put in there for the negative space behind the seeds.
Yes.
Okay.
So the seeds show.
The seeds will show through.
Yes.
For all those people out there who don't eat the seeds, if you're in the chat and you are a seed eater, or you eat the entire core of the apple, or perhaps you have a family member. This happened recently, but I want to know, show yourself again. If you or a loved one have been known to, you know, I still haven't done that. I've never tried. I've never once
eaten a whole apple.
Yeah, I've never. Yeah,
I sometimes do it by accident, but not like the whole thing.
No, if I was ever gonna try it, the whole apple would be gone when I was done.
I understand.
Like, I'm just gonna go for it.
I'm not.
Should I go downstairs and get an apple?
No.
Really?
No, you should not.
Oh, that would be like the easiest thing in the world to do.
And you'd make crunching sounds the whole time we're doing this.
No one in the chat would mind me crunching on an apple throughout this entire video.
I know that you love making noise throughout the videos. I know that is a favorite thing of yours.
We don't even have microphones, so it would be the perfect time.
Who was it I told recently? I think it was Patty. I was like, it's like Sean Jones thinks we need microphones, but...
And he's still right. Yeah, he's still right. It's okay. It is okay. So Shari cannot believe that this die came out in 2023.
It was 2023.
I know. I mean, I just think
No,
you're right. I believe that she's surprised because it seems like a long time ago.
Oh shoot. Was it? It wasn't 2022.
Was it 2022?
No.
I don't know, man. Hang on. Let me go back.
Sorry, I just sewed through my tail and I had to.
Hey, knock it off.
Loosen my.
2023, August 16th is when it was introduced. I see Shari and I see Miss Lynn Brandyberry right there. And I'm scrolling down on the blog post and whoop, there it is. There's the autumn apple.
Okay.
So 2023, it's not quite 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But now I went right to the source.
Okay. I thought so.
Okay, that's great.
Sorry, I got my needle unthreaded here.
That's okay. Yeah, loads of folks. Dana's here today, and Renee is here today, and Audrey's here today, and True Crime Crazy says this is her job. Back earlier when I made the joke about that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do know.
And Darcy early on said she was excited to catch a live.
Oh, well,
and that this is their favorite die. And now people are saying they've been stitching a bunch of Christmas stuff, and they're going to have to put the Christmas away and kind of duck into this.
I know. Trust me.
Yeah, because Nikki says she's got 8 gingerbread house ornaments going right now. That's a lot, Nikki.
I love that gingerbread house.
But you don't have to do them all at once. Come on, you know?
But if you're trying to do them for like a group for the holiday.
I don't know,
I mean, I get it.
In the worlds of New York, right? You finish what you started. Okay, let's see. If the kitty crunches, yes. If Sean crunches, no. That is the...
There it is. I think you closed out the cats today, didn't you?
I did close the cats out today, yeah.
They've been in a mood today.
Deb says that she knows someone who used to eat the apple, core and all. Shari says that Matt does not eat the core, but he gets real close.
I get real close, too, which is why I am familiar with the accidentally eating parts of the core situation. There we go.
Okay.
Again,
and I missed Deb saying she took a fall last week. Oh my gosh.
I hope you're doing okay.
We hope you're doing okay, Deb. She says she's doing okay. She's not trying to move too much or she starts feeling bad. She's got a little bit of a concussion from that.
Oh, shoot.
Oh my gosh. Well, I will stay very still in this circle here and do everything I can
to not make her dizzy.
Robin says a few weeks ago I stitched over 100 of the twinkle lights.
Wow. I've done a lot in one go, but I've never done 100. I think I did like 2 dozen.
Maybe Robin has got a background in Pilates and she loves the hundreds so much that she decided. Or maybe she has a very large Christmas tree that she no longer wants to plug into the wall.
There you go.
That could be it. We know the price of electricity is up all across this country.
It's true.
So that's one way to do it.
I wanted to mention, because I have not mentioned it in a minute.
Go ahead.
I'm using 3 strands of thread for all of this
Okay.
stitching. My preference is 3 strands of thread. I know that some people like to use more, some people like to use fewer. I like 3 strands because it divides evenly into 6. I've been known to use 2 as well, but 3 is my preference. I'm just tying off the ends. I had to add more thread there, so I'm just tying the ends together. I like to do a little stitching first so that it's sort of held in place before I tie my ends. Because otherwise I end up using way more of the thread than I want to use when I'm doing the...
So that's just a little thread tip for everybody out there
tip.
in the Pashtaverse.
Yes.
I have always been a 3-strand user myself. Unless, the cross-stitch pattern would call for 2 strands. And I remembered. I would also have to not only read the pattern, but remember that the one that they wanted. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I like the 3.
Darcy says she likes 3, but she uses 4 on the year die. That means like on the keepsake.
Yeah, the keepsake
maybe when
dates.
it's time to actually do that kind of stuff.
That
really
makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I can see that for sure.
Something a little bit bolder.
We have 2 different people in the chat working on their pretty package gift card holders right now. That's great.
Fun.
Way to get ahead and stay ahead. And remember, you can not only fit gift cards in those, you can also fit rare coins. Rare coins will also fit in there for the person who has everything in their life. They would love a rare coin.
I used to sell, here, I'll get this out of the way for a second. I used to sell gift card holders, pillow boxes at craft shows.
Yes.
And that was always the thing that you would say to people when they were trying to decide if they were going to get gift card holders was, they also hold rare coins.
I know, and I bet you dollars to donuts, nobody ever put a rare coin inside one of those pillow boxes.
Probably not.
Rare coins are a great gift, man. There's so much to love in a rare coin. There's the imagery itself.
Sure.
The sculpture.
There is an artistic element.
There's an artistic element to it. There's a beauty in the patina of the coin.
Sure.
But then you also just have to stop your doom scrolling life long enough to think about where has this coin been? Yeah. Whose pocket was it in? What kind of stuff did it see? Shari says she's not working on Christmas, and then she used one of these emojis. One of these ones. We know what you're trying to say, Shari. Nobody else in the chat does.
I, too, have been working on not Christmas, but I've not done as much as I should because I was actually teaching some ladies how to craft this weekend, so...
Shari says, what about Christmas coins? And Barbara's still getting cutted. She's still cutting her ornaments. That's great.
That's fun. That's
great. Everybody's got the appropriate amount of projects and work going on right now. This is awesome.
Indeed. Okay. So once you have your little detail done.
Is this a different middle?
No.
No, it's the same one. Okay, the colors got a little different on the screen for a second.
Oh.
And I thought I was looking at Tundra instead of Pearl, but we're still looking at Pearl.
It's Pearl. I thought the Tundra was a little too bright.
I think you're right. I think Pearl is the perfect white for doing the inside of an apple.
I think I've used shortbread too. When I used darker greens and stuff.
Yeah.
I used shortbread as well. I thought that was a really good color for
when you're using a darker green, like a pine forest or something.
I was using weathered moss, and I thought it looked really nice against the weathered moss, the shortbread. Okay, so there's our middle.
There you go.
And we're going to do our details on our leaf here next real quick.
Oh, just a couple little stitching details on the leaf.
Yeah, I'm just going to add the vein down the center. Because I like a little...
Yeah, and you don't see leaves on the apples at the grocery store anymore. But, back in the day, and if you go apple picking yourself.
Well, and at the farmer's market. I get a lot of our apples at the farmer's market.
Yeah, and that's because, the leaf, it's amazing how close, the apples are really, when the apples are growing on the tree, right? They're nested in these little clumps together. Mm-hmm. And the leaves are definitely there. Shari likes a good chai with her apple as well.
Oh, yeah.
A little chai apple interior. That's great.
Yeah, that's the 842 is what I use for chai for the felt stitching.
Uh-huh.
And so, Yes, I can see how that would be good.
Now people are going back and forth in the chat talking about how they are or are not ready for Christmas stuff right now. Dana says it's a little too hot.
It is. Well,
for her
she
to be
lives
thinking
in
about
Florida,
Christmas.
so
That's true. And Shari says she's not working on Christmas for real reasons and because her brain is 100% not ready for Christmas, to which someone replied, Audrey says, don't go to a Hobby Lobby.
that's true.
I'm working on trick-or-treat bags for MNSSHP. I don't know if Pasha has been to Disney, but they'll be there in a few weeks. I do not know what that acronym is. MNSSHP?
I'm afraid I'm not the acronym person.
Okay, yeah, this is great. Just an FYI, which you may have mentioned and I missed, apple seeds contain a chemical that produces cyanide. Hang on a second, Tanya.
Oh, so maybe you shouldn't eat the whole apple.
No, eat the whole apple. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I suppose everything in moderation.
I knew that Tanya was in Kentucky. I didn't know she was a Kentucky chemist. That's what I did not know.
I was just in Kentucky.
Oh, that would be the acronym for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. MNSSHP. Wow.
See, I like Halloween, but I like the not quite as scary stuff as well. Like the scariest I get personally is with the jack-o'-lantern face and the poison apple. Like that's about as scary.
That's the scariest as you get?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean we do not watch horror movies.
No.
This is not a horror movie household.
No.
At all.
I'm a big old weenie and proud of it.
Uh-huh. Oh, Barbara says that her Christmas center was opening Christmas Santa ornaments when we went on Friday. Look at that.
There is a Christmas store nearby that I definitely want to go to because I went last August and it was very inspiring, but I have not yet made that trip yet. You gotta
pull that together one of these days.
I know.
I was just in that part of Ohio. We were talking about we were talking about the quilting supplies and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Oh, so you just did a stitch right down the center of that leaf while we were catching up on how spooky we are.
Just a stitch right down the center of the leaf. It's just a running stitch. And next I'm going to do the stem.
The stem is coming next. Okay, so when you're working on your leaf, the first thing you do is you stitch the leafy, the segment down the middle.
Oh, and I should do, on the back you'll be able to see the pucker, but I'm not going to put it, it's going to cover up on the front.
Say what? Bring that down a little bit, would you?
Sorry. There's like a pucker here.
Uh-huh.
To see where your stem goes in, right?
Okay.
That isn't on it's on the front, but you won't see it on the front because it's covered by the sliced apple part.
Okay. Got it. When you're doing this and the stem goes in there,
yes,
then it gets covered up by the interior layer. Okay.
I'm going to use...
Wow, people apparently very excited about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. That's being called the cutest of all Halloweens.
Oh, that's fun.
And,
see, that I like that. I don't like super scary. I'm not a super scary kind of lady.
Yeah, but Halloween is supposed to be, let's be clear, right? It's supposed to be a little scary.
Well, I have a gentle heart.
Oh,
and I can't handle such things.
A gentle scary.
Yes.
Okay.
So I like the things that are a little bit silly. Like they're creepy, but a little bit silly. And that will make far more sense in a few weeks.
Huh?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're dude. That's way too early in the life to be teasing stuff.
We showed Frankie.
Yeah, but you showed Frankie on a different platform. This is being beamed, live via satellite, and you're talking about Instagram right now.
Sorry.
You're mixing your metaphors. No, you're mixing your platforms.
I'm just gonna do this detail here real quick. It's, again, just a running stitch.
Yeah, wait, what is this detail?
This detail is the pucker that we talked about, where the stem goes in.
This is the pucker where the stem goes in. I really don't understand what you mean by pucker here. I've seen these dyes in.
When a stem goes into an apple, it's like in a divot.
In the divot, okay.
And so this is just supposed to like give you an impression of the divot. It's not like it, because I can't make a divot with a flat thing, right? So, with a two-dimensional thing, I can't make a divot. So instead, I have stitched a detail.
Darcy is feeding off of the the teaser energy right now, asking with a winky face what day the release is going to be.
The 23rd.
Wow, you just came right. It's not even 2 o'clock yet. Okay.
I put it in a blog post.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, August 23rd. No big deal. You know me. If I'm reading the blog, I'm not retaining the information. That's for sure. Okay.
Yes, August 23rd. And so we will start introductions on the 20th, I believe. If that math is mathing. I'm pretty sure. I haven't sent an email yet, but that's my plan.
Okay, so there's the pucker that we've been working on. And is that the same color thread as matches to the leaf?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to put our stems on next.
You got your other stem is attached to the bottom of that felt piece. I don't know if you noticed it when you flipped it over or not.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to attach our stems together at the same time. And we will do that. Where's my,
You're attaching your stems at the same time to the green base layers?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're about to
we're going to sew them all through at the same.
So you're going to be stitching through 4 layers of felt here all at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am. And I'm going to use 3862 because those are cocoa, and 3862 is my color for cocoa.
Oh, and that's a cocoa stem you have there?
Yes.
Okay, amazing.
Didn't know what I just said?
I don't know. I was thinking about something else and I was looking at the chat. So, laugh it up, Furball.
I just did.
Okay. Dana says the only things that she likes about Halloween are giving candy to the kids and checking out their costumes.
I love, we used to live in the sticks now. So our community does like a little Halloween trick-or-treat thing. But
Our development, yes. Our development, where we live, yes.
But the town does a huge one too. But anyway, when we lived in the city,
yes,
I used to give out crayons.
Lizzie used to give out crayons on Halloween.
I used to buy.
It would not be candy; it was crayons.
I used to buy but I would buy boxes of crayons when they were cheap for school, back to school.
Yeah, you would wait until back to school had really run its course, and before they got removed from the shelves, you would run in there and get all the crayons when they were clearance.
I would buy boxes of crayons, like Crayola crayons, for I don't know, 25 cents a box or something.
Woo! We're really dating ourselves now because
I know it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
But I would just give out crayons, and some of those kids were so stoked, and that is a really good way, to weed out any of the cranky teenagers who are really just there to take candy. And I get it. Let kids be kids for as long as they want to be kids. But it was very clear which kids were gonna egg your house later. But
you got to shift that up a little bit.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just so what you were doing there while you were talking, you were at the same time. Yeah, you're piecing all that stuff together. Now I have not, since I don't really stitch much. I was just about to look. So there is only one line of stitching die holes on the stem.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if this was going to be. It had two two rows.
No, you're going straight up the stem and then straight back.
Okay, I don't know. No one can see that. I will dangle this in front of my camera, right here. So when you're using this little stem piece, kick. This is like trying to dock with the International Space Station. So you just have one little row of holes there. Mm-hmm. So you got your needle through the first bit. And then through the green bit, and then the other green bit, and then the other stem bit, and now you're stitching. I
took just a couple stitches to get to the end, and then I'm doubling back.
Nikki says, I am a crazy Halloween lady. I make awesome treat bags with tons of goodies. The kids get so excited. Give me all the witch's fingers, spider rings, and bubbles.
Oh, bubbles. See, until this year, we had to go through Tilly's candy to make sure that she wasn't going to get sick with anything because... of the whole...
She has problems with dairy
thing.
Had problems with dairy.
Had problems with dairy, but now we don't have to do that. So this year, I'm interested to see how different it feels. But
wait, what is going on? Oh, there's some southern mosquito talk happening over here. Miriam says she gets all of her worst mosquito bites on Halloween.
That's fun.
And Shari says mosquitoes. It's usually so cold here you have to wear sweatpants under your costumes. To which Audrey says, no sweatpants in Florida, Shari.
That's fair.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
here
what I'm talking
here
about.
it tends to, it's either blazing hot or it's freezing cold. There's no in between. Okay, so we've done our stem.
Okay.
And we're just going to then layer on our apple layer here and then go around.
So this is coming together quickly.
These come together pretty fast. I'm going to make these ornaments.
Which is another great reason why it's a perfect teacher appreciation. We haven't talked about that really. As we're down this.
I actually did talk about that.
Yeah, you talked about only briefly for a second. I would like to expound upon the topic.
Wonderful.
If I can ever get these mosquito-bitten ladies away from talking about Mickey's Christmas, we can talk about teacher appreciation. Not so scary Halloween. Yeah, that's right. There's nothing I love more than giving out fun extras on Halloween. Darcy said her cousin would give out glow sticks and toys for the teal pumpkins. Yeah, glow sticks. That's a really cool
Tilly
one.
got like this light up foam thing last year that had like lights in it, and she could turn it on, and it was like a lightsaber but made of foam, and it had a bunch of lights, and it was really cute. She liked that a lot.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm just making a hanger. I'm going to hang it like off the side so we can have like a sideways apple here.
Oh, okay.
Mostly because I don't want to have to deal with the stem. You could do it around the stem, but I don't want to have to deal with the stem.
Okay, so this is very unusual. So you're going to go with an adjacent hanger here.
Well, no, I'm just going to I'm making a deliberate choice to make it hang at a cattywampus.
Got it.
Yes.
Mom just checked in long enough to say that it often rains on. It can rain on trick or treat night as well.
I also recall it snowing several times during my childhood, and you know, there's nothing like a little girl dressed up as Cleopatra with long johns under her toga. That's a real cute look. Let me just throw that out there.
Audrey had a neighbor that gave out toothbrushes and dental floss when she was a kid.
Oh,
there you go.
That's too far.
Those are the mean streets of Philadelphia. That's right there. That's Philadelphia right there for you folks. You could choke somebody out with that dental floss.
I like handing out things that aren't candy, but like I'm not going so far as to be the toothbrush lady. Let's just be real about that. I like little toys and stuff.
That is true. You've never been the toothbrush lady.
No, I've never been the toothbrush lady. I like crayons and like creative things.
Tracy says it was her shock on her first Halloween in Arizona that everybody sits in their driveways to hand out candy.
That's what
which is nice to avoid the doorbell ringing. We sit in our driveway. We do that
because our driveway is
literally 100 yards long. Yeah, come on.
Yes, everybody sits in their driveway, and then it's like a block party, sort of, because like there are a couple of families who put out cider and additional beverages.
Well, that family has their house for sale.
That's true.
We may no longer have that.
You might have to be
perk.
the people.
Oh no! You cannot. It works for them because they're so far back into the in the middle of the thing. We can't be up here near the road. Yeah.
Okay, so apple. We're just going to start stitching. I'm going to come between the two layers of green.
So that way you can hide your tails at the end.
Hide my tails at the end.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just going to start sewing around. I should stuff this. I haven't stuffed an apple in a really long time. What?
I don't know. Miriam's over here talking about why she's getting eaten by mosquitoes.
Oh. Okay, so we're just going to do the running stitch around. This is one of those I would not suggest trying a blanket stitch because you're going to be stitching over the skin.
Yeah, you would destroy the effect. The effect when you're stitching this interior portion of the apple is that you've cut this apple in half.
And that you just see the edge of the skin.
And that you're just seeing the very, very edge of your bright apple skin. So yes. It would make no sense in our opinion. I mean, you do you, right? Like, you live your life out there, but Gesundheit. Oh, look out! Okay.
Excuse me. Gracious.
One year we gave out pots of fresh fruit, which I had gotten from work as they would have been wasted. Barbara's saying that in the UK. All right, there you go. And people have talked about also having some sort. In 1991, there was a blizzard. In Minnesota, they got enough snow for the whole season in like 24 or 48 hours.
I do recall that year I definitely was wearing like a coat over my costume. And that's the bummer, is when you have to wear a coat over your costume and then you got to strip down at every house to be like, this is what I am. And then you got to get all loaded back up again.
Yeah, that's why people usually, they have that costume, they go out there and just, freeze it out, right? And why at our age, we're sort of thinking about what it is that Tilly is or is not wearing at Halloween time to make sure that if you have a cold evening, a brisk evening.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but last year I feel like I made her a little too hot because...
You did not make her a little too hot. That's what she wanted.
Well, that's true. She asked to be Maleficent last year for Halloween. And I made that costume. And by golly, she was a fantastic Maleficent.
That's because every time you asked her to make the Maleficent face, she was bringing the ruckus.
She was bringing the ruckus with
a very stern...
That child, man, she can mug.
And let's be real, I don't know if... I have no idea if Maleficent is making an appearance at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Showdown Jamboree, whatever it's called. But Maleficent should be there because she's the sickest of all the Disney villains. I don't think there's another Disney villain that's as good as Maleficent.
She requested to be Maleficent in January, and she stuck with it the whole year.
Yeah, well,
she wanted to be.
She's not a flip flopper, she's committed. Yeah.
All right, so we're just going around.
So what happens? I think that's what happens when you're an Aries. You're just ramming your way through life.
Strong with the feels. Yes, she is that. You're gonna have a hard time with this kid, man. She is hard-headed.
And you mentioned earlier it's been a long time since you've stuffed an apple, so you think you're going to stuff this one today?
Yeah, I'm going to stuff this one. See there on the back, you can see the dimple. What?
Deb's hitting I'm laughing because Deb's really funny with her. She's got a real Murphy's Law vibe about herself. She said it never fails. If you make them a warm costume, it's going to be hot. And then if you make them a cold, yeah, right. If you make them something cute, it's freezing. And if you make them something like a bear, they're going to be sweating through it. That's really great.
I made that. So, I've got to put the apple stem or the leaf in here.
Oh yeah, get the leaf in there, would you?
I think I might have sewn too far already. So you can sew it up front like this.
Oh, here's where to place your leaf, everybody.
Or you can tuck it behind like this. I'm going to tuck this one behind and I'll do the full apple with it out front. But I've already sewn too far, so I need to come back a hole.
We have confirmation of Maleficent's presence at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
There you go. If you've seen Maleficent.
You mean the live action one?
I do.
No, I haven't. You saw that without me?
You did. She gets a bad rep, man.
Oh.
What?
Of course she gets it. If Disney's going to go to the trouble, to do a backstory,
she's done wrong. I'm just saying.
I'm saying if they're going to do origins of villains, of course they're going to make them as Disney is not going to put a movie out that's oh, are you not a fan of Cruella de Vil? Well, guess what? You're going to hate her even more. They're not going to do that. They're going to try to soften every single one of those characters.
Well, anyway, I sort of made my thread stick up a little too far, so I'll have to tuck that in.
Renee says they're working on a new villains area, and so then they'll be in attendance even more often year round. Wow. Even Disney is going towards the anti-hero, I guess. I don't know, man. There you go. I like the way that you tuck that leaf in there. You said you put that in between the layers?
Yeah, that's between the two green ones. I'm going to have to hide the stem or the knot a little bit because I didn't do that very well. But
if you never flip it over, you don't have to hide it at all. I couldn't see it until you flipped it over.
It's going to be visible from both sides. It's an ornament, bruh.
I know it's going to be visible from both sides, but when you're stitching it on camera for all of our viewers,
but I have to flip it over because I need to see what I'm doing.
Okay, here we go.
All right, where did my fluff go? Is it down here?
Yeah, your fluff is right next to me over here.
Okay, I don't need it yet.
You don't need it yet? Okay, I guess I'll just put that back down, right?
I'm gonna put it
right
over
there.
Here.
Oh boy. Okay, great. Okay.
All right, when you're about 2/3 of the way around, I like to start putting in some stuffing. So I'm going to put it between the green layers. You could put it in between these layers if you wanted to, but I'm going to put it between the green layers.
Yeah.
And
this is great. It seems like ever since we mentioned Osne Itway, that's where the chat is today. The chat, last week it was quilting talk, and this week it is a lot of very enthused ISNI Day people.
Sure.
And they're just all comparing notes about what's going on down there, some behind the scenes stuff on YouTube, some vlogs.
Oh.
People are just pumped. All right, so you're going to stuff it now that you've stitched about halfway through.
I'm not going to stuff it super full.
Yeah, you're not trying to turn this into a three-dimensional fruit.
I'm just gonna put in about that much, so it's like a little bit flat still. You could use quilt batting, but I didn't. So just make sure that you're going through all your holes. And you're not just going through the back somewhere you don't want to. Which is a thing I almost just did, which is why I'm bringing it up.
What did you almost just do?
I almost went through like in between a couple of holes, just in a random spot.
Oh, got it.
Didn't want that. So I'm going to put just a teeny bit more fluff in when I'm close to the end here.
Just to give it a little bit more dimension?
Well, just because I've got there's nothing right here. So where my fingers are holding. So you're just going to go all the way around. And then I'm going to go around a second time because it just smooths out this edge a little bit. Because right now it looks a little bit ruffly. Because
I can see that. It looks like you cut that apple with a crinkle cutter or something. Right.
Which we often do, but we don't need to.
Oh, I think Tilly's been rejecting the crinkle cutter.
Has she?
I think that she's gotten older. She's like, stop using. Oh. She wants the training wheels to come off of her sliced fruit.
Well, fine. Well, then anytime she could ask to stop eating her grapes in half. I'm just saying.
Oh, she doesn't eat the grapes anyways. I sent her with some grapes to a camp last week, and she came back. I counted the ones that went in, and I counted the ones that came back out. She ate half a grape and was like, "Thanks for nothing." Part 2.
Thanks,
yeah,
Mom
thanks for nothing. Yeah, she's not interested in grapes. Not even a little bit.
Well,
one of her least favorite fruits, I would guess.
That's not true. She eats them some days.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna do that.
That week, I guess.
My husband and daughter go every year. I stay home with my grandchildren since they have school. Okay, there you go. There's one way to do it.
Heard that.
Leave the kids at home and you go down to Mickey's Not So Spooky. Maybe the kids stay home because they want it to be spookier.
Okay, so we're here at the base, and I'm just going to go... Oh, did I put enough fluff? I did. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. I'm just going to go back. Double back.
You go back stitching the other direction?
Yes.
Okay.
I did not put any sort of sparkle on this, it occurs to me. But
that's okay.
You could. You could put, like, some sequins or something in the middle there, but... I did grab some bead boxes just in case, but I did not do anything this time. Maybe I'll put some on the whole apple. Just like a sprinkle.
And if you were going to give this to a teacher for the appreciation, or you were talking about giving this to Tilly, so you're just giving them the apple by itself. You're going to put it in a little. It's going to be a little basket, a little bag, a little envelope. It's going to
would probably
come with some stuff. I don't understand.
Yeah, I would probably put it. Like, hang it like a tag or something. This is why I wish I knew the name of the teacher, because I would put, like...
Well, we could have edited the schedule, I suppose.
No,
we could have stitched this one next week or something,
because maybe people know their children's teachers, and they needed some interesting ideas.
Oh, I bet that's the case. I bet there are some people in the chat. We were talking about this earlier. I don't want to get myself started, but there have been many schools that have started school.
Yes.
Already. Maybe your children are already at school. Your grandchildren are already at school.
My niece and nephew.
If people start talking about this in the chat, I might lose. I'm lost his mind. It is too early. We're not even in double digits in August yet. But this is going to be great. I bet people are. Now that I've said don't put it in the chat, I'm actually a little curious. Because I'm sure they handle things differently in the UK. You know, if Shahrazad's here, she could tell us what's going on in Bahrain. I mean, we got... You know, we're Arizona to Florence to Florida here, man. We are...
Yes, we have other areas.
The Pashtaverse is worldwide.
Might know.
And so people could tell us, you know, when their schools are getting going.
Yes. Our school is not for a few weeks yet, or a couple of weeks. 2.5. But my niece and nephew did start yesterday. And Sean was aghast.
Totally aghast. If your school has started... by today, August the 5th, 2025, my jaw will be slackened and I will be feeling aghast. Barbara, now we're talking. Barbara says they go back in September.
Yeah, we also have family that doesn't go back till September, but they also didn't end until like...
Oh my God, there's Tracy saying school started last week in Arizona.
Yeah.
Goodness glaciers. Wow.
That's early.
Yeah, Renee said they started on the 1st. Everyone should move your children to the UK where they can go to school in the beginning of September. That's what we're talking about. September school. That's what we're talking about.
I feel like we didn't go until September.
I'm sure we went at the very, very, very tail end of August on a couple of occasions. And who knows, the schedule's probably changed since then, but
anyway. Yeah.
For us, the calculus was always about air conditioning and the lack thereof in the school building. That was the calculus.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wonder if maybe, our niece and nephew, if they have AC in their building and they're trying to consider the kids who maybe don't have AC at home, they're trying to keep them in
do you think
building.
that's what that is? It's like the bizarro of growing up where we grew up. It's like we have to get these kids in school because we know they're at home and they
don't have AC at home. And
their brains are melting out of their ears.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there'll be nothing left to educate if we don't get them in here and cool their brains off.
We need to cool them down before they melt.
Speaking of a not so scary Halloween party, let's just talk about the melted brains of children south of the Mason-Dixon line. They're out before Memorial Day and they have a 2-week break every night. See this, Renee, Lizzie tried to do this to me earlier today. Don't at me with like the long breaks you have in between the 9 weeks. Like, no man, you get in there and you get it done. You get to school and you do the school and then you come home and like that's it. I'm not trying to...
We had a long talk about this morning.
We used to start in September and ended in June in New Jersey. They only finished a couple of weeks ago in the UK, Sharon says. They get 6 weeks at state schools off and 9 weeks at private school over there in the UK. And Deb says Minnesota goes back in waves. Some out of state go back at the end of August and others go back after Labor Day. There you go.
I think it also depends on whether your school is a rural district or an urban district, because a lot of fairs are still happening. Yeah. Like kids need to be involved in farm activities.
Hang on, we got to fill in Tracy for a second. I'm gonna change the camera angle. Okay, Tracy, you can look at me right in the eye. Okay. So in some places of the world that are not Arizona, you can live without air conditioning.
It's true.
In the building or in the houses. In fact, right now, I don't know what the temperature is outside, but the windows are open.
Open in our house.
In our house. I opened all the windows in our house last week on Friday, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you left on Thursday. I think I opened them up on
super jealous
on Friday.
You told me about it.
And so there was always the debate at school, Tracy, which is like, how hot does it get in August versus how hot does it get in June? And so when do you start the school because there's no air conditioning? So you'd rather be there. You know, it's like that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to shift and finagle all that. Okay, back to the stitching.
Okay.
Let's get the stitching
I've gotten
going
to the end, so I'm just tying off, and I'm gonna hide my tails here in just a second.
Oh, Renee says seriously, it's the best schedule ever. All right, Renee, you know better than I do. And all right. Tracy just yelled, "Stop it!" in the chat. Yeah, so the temperature, it's been like 80 degrees here in Ohio.
Yeah.
It's 79 degrees outside and we've had the windows open now for 5 days or something.
It's also like always 5 degrees cooler at our house than it is in town because
it's a little
we're
cooler.
Under a lot of woods.
Yeah, well, we're out in the country, so we're a few degrees cooler than most towns, and then we have tons of tree cover like directly over the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was very jealous when I was gone and you had the windows open because I do not like using the air conditioning unless it is uncomfortable.
Yeah, Lizzie, it's every year. It's basically like a showdown between the two of us. Tumbleweeds are blowing through, and Lizzie came in the house in June. She got up early in the morning and had to go to do something in the pasta barn, and came in. It was like I couldn't take the smell anymore.
It was like because.
It was like damp and smelled like cardboard.
When it's muggy, I don't like the smell of cardboard, damp cardboard. There's
the finished one, yeah. Anyways, what we're trying to say is that the warehouse air conditioning got turned on about 30 minutes earlier than the house this year, and I was like, oh, okay. We're going to go ahead and turn that on right now, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do the... Do I want to do the dimple and darker? I'll do the dimple.
Tracy says, in all fairness, they have their doors and windows open November through March, so there's that. Miriam said their pool temperature hit 92 degrees.
That's not a pool. That's a bathtub.
Last weekend, Audrey said their heat index was 116.
I don't like that.
And then Barbara at the Drunken Daisy said, hold my beer, and it's giving it to us in Celsius right now.
Oh, man.
Sharon says, since there's no AC in the UK schools, the classrooms always smell of sweaty children.
That's delightful. I love that.
I love that. That's great. Phys Ed, let's go.
All right, I'm just doing the dimple on the whole apple now here.
Okay, so we're starting on a new apple.
Yes. And
so that was about 40 minutes. It took us about 10 minutes to talk about some of the die cutting stuff.
Sure. And I didn't do any beating, but you know. The thread I'm using right now is 8/16, which is what I usually use for red currant. But I was trying to give a little bit of a contrast to the cardinal. I maybe could have gone lighter instead of darker, but it's fine.
I'm sorry, say that over again. I was typing notes.
I was trying to use a contrasting stitch to do the dimple.
Oh.
And I maybe could have gone darker or lighter instead of darker. Excuse me. But it is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. We're just going to do a couple little cute little stitches here. It is a very short piece of thread, but I'm going to use it.
Oh boy, here we go.
Stop.
Short pieces of thread. Here we go.
It's fine.
I know, it's totally fine. Who wouldn't want to use a really short piece of thread if they
You're
could?
not doing it.
You're right, I'm definitely not. Definitely not doing it.
It's fine. I just don't want to have to cut more thread off when it's not a big deal. See? Not a big deal.
I feel like the popsicle dies are in this room, aren't they? I cleaned them up
no,
earlier. I pulled them up off the floor earlier. Did you take them out of here?
The popsicle?
Yeah, I think the popsicle
No, the
dies
popsicle dies are in the barn, but the cut projects that you did are around here someplace.
Oh, like those are around here?
Yeah.
I'd be really curious to know if the little bite out of the popsicle could be taken out of the apple. I don't know. Maybe I saw it. Maybe I saw that like on the Facebook. No, the cookies got a bite out of it, right?
Cookies have gotten bites.
Cookies have gotten bites taken out of it.
I'm sure that you could. I don't know how well the whole stitching holes would line up, but I'm sure you could. Okay, so we've got
you stitched the dimple
our
already.
dimples.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do the stem.
This one's gonna come together even faster than the other one.
You know what? Maybe I'm gonna put on some stuff first, some beads first.
Ooh, a little beads and sequins. Okay.
Little beading.
All right, pull up some dust and sit down, everybody. Here we go.
I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna use a couple of darker. This is the Northbound color story. Why am I not finding any of the small ones? There they are.
You got the Northbound color story.
I've got the Northbound color
and you're
story.
looking for the smallest size of sequin there.
Well, I was just going to say I'm going to do a little. I wanted to tie in with the dimple. Excuse me, I don't know why I've got.
Well, where's your water, silly
It's
goose?
right here.
I mean, you moved it earlier. You might as well take a sip. I'll join you. Everybody at home.
Water break.
Cheers, everyone. Especially if it's 117 degrees in your pool. Take a sip of your...
That sounds awful. Truly awful.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
That would be yucky, I think. That wouldn't be refreshing anymore. It's just too hot to be refreshing.
I think one of the most Ohio things about being from Ohio is being confused about everybody else's weather. If being from Ohio, you're just generally like, why would anybody ever want to do anything other than blank? Sharon's drinking some apple juice.
Nice.
There you go. Audrey says the bite die worked with the cookie, but lining up is a bit tough. That's
I would
okay.
imagine so.
That's okay. We don't mind if it's a challenge. If playing the bassoon was easy, the wrong people would be doing it.
Sean played the bassoon, just so
everybody knows that because Professor Wea once joined us. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, he watched. I didn't know if did he chat with us?
Oh yeah, Professor Wea was dropping bombs in that chat. I forget what it
right.
was. He was lobbing stuff.
That's fine.
It was great.
All right, so I'm just gonna pop on some sequins here. I just came up through.
So you're not going to use any beads. We're going to go sequins only here.
There are always beads with the sequin.
That's what I thought, but I thought I heard you saying something different. Okay, so we are putting beads on these.
Yes.
Okay, great.
I threaded on the sequin. I threaded on the bead.
And there
I came
you
back
go.
through with my little gap there so that I can tie onto something when I tie my, oops, tie my knots. Missed that thread, but that's okay. Here we go. And we'll just do a little trio, a little cluster of
Barbara just says it's 2 hours to sunset here, and their back garden is 28 degrees Celsius in full sun. That's 82.4 degrees Fahrenheit, everybody. We've got it.
Sounds delightful.
I've got your conversion ready over here. Ready to go.
82 in full sun. I could see that being a little toasty.
No, 82 in the full sun is nice.
Well, I didn't want to make Barbara feel like...
Compared to 116 down with Audrey.
Well, there's that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
What's that in Celsius?
What's 116 degrees in Celsius?
Boiling.
That would be 47.
There you go.
But that was heat index, right? It wasn't the temperature. It was the heat index.
The heat index.
Yeah. As if anybody knows what the heat index is.
It means that's what it feels like.
I don't understand. Okay, never mind. I don't want to go there. If we start going down the rabbit hole of like temperature and humidity and heat index, we're going to start to talk about like cakes and ovens and whether it's a dry heat or a moist heat and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Why would we be talking about cakes and ovens?
Because people who know stuff about thermodynamics, they can really go. They can really get going. You have to strap in when you start talking about thermodynamics. There's somebody in this room knows something about thermodynamics and could start going off. I guarantee it. It was always those combi oven guys that would do it at the restaurant. The people who know about combi ovens, because it's a mixture, like that's the combi part, it's combination. Okay, stop. Go on.
I don't have anything to say. I just don't want you to keep
you don't
going.
need to go down the combi oven rabbit hole? Fine. Somebody in the chat is here for combi oven talk.
Okay. We'll put all those.
I can barely see the sequin in the bead that you have on there because the colors blend in so well.
Well, they're not.
Oh, there they are.
They're not, yeah, you're looking at the back. Okay, so now we will do our stem. So
the stem's going to go on now.
Yep.
So when you did this earlier, it was just off the bottom border of the camera. So as you're lining everything up, just think about if anybody here is like, I kind of missed that. Oh, look at your
here. I'm scooting in.
You went scooch zone on that one.
I will scooch in for this. Then I will try and do better.
Okay.
So we're gonna line up. I
mean, the leaf that you've got there is like kind of in the center of it. Like if you just think about where that leaf is, you're in great shape. Here, I'll turn the monitor towards you.
I can't see it.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna start by going through just 2 layers, just so I know where I am. I'm going to come through the base of this. What?
Oh, boy.
I'm going through the base of this. What?
As soon as you started on that, you kind of, there you go. Okay.
I'm working on it.
So you went through the base of the layer and you're going through the base of the first stem.
Yep, the base of the stem.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm going to come through. So it's 1 stitch there. And then I'm going to line up the back piece.
Oh, see, I did not know that from the first time through.
So I'm coming through the hole where I know I need to go next here, or the hole that on the back piece, and then I'm going to get the stem and bring it through the hole on the stem. So I'm going through all the 4 pieces, but I'm not lining them up all at the same exact time for that first stitch. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would not have known that if I hadn't really focused in the second time through. I get it now.
Yes.
Okay.
And then by then it's stable enough that you can go through all the layers. And again, I like a sharp needle. Not everybody does.
I don't. I'm a dull needle kind of guy.
Right.
Right.
So the only trick with the sharp needle is just making sure you're not going through like somewhere you don't want to be going through, because there's not as much resistance. Because
And do you have a leaf for this apple or not?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I don't know what you said. Why did you say yes like that?
Because it's right here.
Oh, I knew that there were leaves laying on the table, but I didn't know if they were.
You told me to use it as my spacing.
Yeah, again, I did not know if this was for this or for maybe the dipped one that you had over there. Yeah.
All right, and so then now that I'm at the back, at the beginning again, I'm just going to come through these 2 layers and meet up with that tail that's in the middle, and then
you're going to tie it off because you were using a brown color for the stem, I presume.
Yes.
Okay.
This is 3862, which is the color I use for cocoa. And it wants to fall open a little bit, so you kind of have to hold on to it.
The one thing we haven't talked about in the world of Halloween and not so spooky things in apples is there's been no discussion about bobbing for apples, which I think is like people don't really do much.
Oh, probably not post-COVID.
There's not. I think even pre-COVID, people had decided that like the bobbing for apples was kind of like basically just a cesspool, right? Like essentially.
That is sort of the vibe.
It was just a few steps above like a Roman bath from like a public health perspective.
Sure.
So I don't know. Maybe people, if you have any good bobbing for apple stories in the chat, I would love to see them and read them to everybody else.
I'm trying to think. I know that we did bobbing for apples when we were kids.
We definitely did bobbing for apples when we were kids.
I feel like there was like an adjustment that was made when like I have a brother who's 14 years younger than me, 15 years younger than me. And I feel like they weren't doing it then.
You think Henry never had the joy of bobbing for an apple?
No, but I think that they were doing something like they like hang them from strings and you have to try and eat the apple or catch the apple in your mouth off the string.
I don't know what it is about the visual of that. That seems so less. There's so much. There's less dignity there. I don't know why that is. A bunch of kids
you have to like.
That seems worse to me than like putting your head in a bucket.
Try and get the apple. I'm just gonna do this center.
Wow, Deb has been to parties where they've been hanging from the ceiling. Shari says worst game ever. Shari, you sound like a sore loser.
I definitely got my face drenched on more than one occasion. But I think that's the alternative now is they hang them from strings from like their stem.
What do they call it then?
I don't know.
What do they call it? They call it baby birding for apples because you're essentially like you want a worm to just kind of drop in there.
The first person who gets their apple like solidly in their mouth wins.
The thing about it that's so confusing to me is that when we were younger, it's not like we didn't know germs existed then, right? Like people nowadays are like, ugh, germs. Like, what were people thinking in 1989, right? Like, people were just not thinking about it.
I guess not.
Huh? Maybe there was just so much like secondhand smoke in the air that was sanitizing.
They figured it was fine.
This haze of cigarette smoke would just drift down into the water that you're bobbing for apples.
In the basement of the church fellowship hall, because that's definitely where I remember that.
Oh yeah, bobbing for apples is definitely feels like a church fellowship hall thing.
Yeah.
Or Boy Scouts for sure. Barbara just said that at the Scottish Scout Conference one year was over Halloween. They had bobbing, and as the HQ representative, they sent you up first. See, that's the thing. If you're going to be somewhere where you're bobbing for apples,
I would be first.
Yeah, you got to go first.
You got to be first.
Yeah.
Okay. So, was that your tummy?
That's always what are we doing here right now?
I heard a growl, and I know there's no cats in here, so I was surprised.
It could have been something outside. It could have been something not so spooky.
I don't think so. It was something very spooky. It was a belly.
Now, are there other kinds of stitches you could do on the leaf if you wanted to? I know it's just a single row.
It's
a single row.
Stitch
you could chain stitch that if you wanted to?
Sure.
Okay.
I am choosing not to do that thing. But you could. Okay.
The cigarette smoke and hose water has made my age group invincible.
Is that Renee?
Hose water. That was Darcy. Hose water is where it's at. That's for sure.
Hose water for sure.
Yeah.
We had a FedEx.
That's some dad camp stuff right there.
We had a FedEx guy ask if he could just fill his water bottle with hose water recently, and I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, you can also just like I could take your water bottle.
Yeah, right. He would never impose.
But then I remembered that like our hose water is actually filtered anyway because the people who
but it's gonna taste like it's been a bunch of water sitting in the hose. That's why it's crazy, right?
Well, I ran it for a minute before giving it to him. Okay, I'm gonna do the leaf on the outside this time. So I'm going to start from inside at this first hole, if I can find it. There it is.
And once you get started here, we're just cruising around.
Well,
we're gonna pull this away from the overhead view.
Well, but then we've got to do the other apple. We don't have to do the other apple.
Yeah, wait. Early on, you said you didn't think you were going to do the other apple.
I was like, I don't know if we'll get to it.
I feel like the rug is being pulled out from under me here.
You know, sir?
The caramel apple one is what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's only been an hour. Back off, bro.
Okay.
Anyway, I went through the apple, the front of the apple and the leaf for that first stitch, and now I'm going through all 4 layers. So I'm stitching all the way through.
When the children nowadays are baby birding for apples,
yes,
do they go one at a time?
I'm not going to be. No, I think that they
all go at once.
Like 3 or 4 kids go at once, and the person who wins is the person who gets their apple in their mouth. Well,
that's first. It, huh? Okay, I'm just imagining like one child putting their incisors into the forehead of another child while they're trying to knock each other around. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying it's never happened. I don't think that's the goal.
I'm just saying, I can imagine a couple of kids getting their teeth buried in each other's foreheads. That's all.
That's how my dad lost his 4 front teeth. Not with bobbing for apples, but in a basketball game. That's how he...
Isn't there also that game where you pass an apple, you put it where your Adam's apple is? Yeah, like you sort of like from neck to neck.
I believe that is an older child's endeavor, but I don't know that.
What do you mean by older child?
I mean, like, I don't know that 5-year-olds are doing it, but I don't know for sure. I think that's like an 8 or 9-year-old kind of...
Where they're doing that?
Yeah.
That's got real kind of sock hop vibes to it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
What's that, I don't remember. There's a movie, Suck and Blow. Isn't that in Clueless?
That's in Clueless, yeah. That's totally different. There are no apples. There's no apples.
All right.
Shari says your prize is ... an old apple. Yay. Thumbs down. Wow, Shari's bringing the real...
Shari does not care for this game.
Wow, okay.
All right. So I've got my 3 strands again. I'm using 349 for the cardinal. And we're just going to go around.
We're just going to stitch around,
I'm going to keep going from up here because I started on the leaf has already gone through for the first few stitches, so
just when you see that, it's such a classic shape. I know. I realize the other one we stitched is like it's kind of drifted off camera here, right? Like you can just see
because I've got hands that need space.
No, when you're about to stitch this, I told you I'm going to take it off the overhead view here because you're going to be able to stitch it so much faster. Oh, great! Now Nikki's rolling with the homies over here. Renee Lynch says that Grease had the apple game, I believe, the apple neck game.
Yeah.
That was a scene in Grease?
Yeah, I think she's right.
Which
might be why you get sock hop vibes.
Rhonda says, when I was teaching 1st to 3rd grades, we did apples on strings. The apples were small, and the adults held the strings. So it'd be like, you're like a marionette at that point in time. You're like, come here, children.
As I recall from when we were doing it with Henry at the church, it was like a gallows. It was like a little apple gallows. They had like a wooden structure.
That's so creepy.
I know.
I'm imagining this. This is great.
Having a good time over there.
Yeah, if I was in charge of that game, if I had apples on strings and children were trying to eat them, like no one would win. I just want to be very clear about that.
He would ensure that
I would ensure that not a single person would have a good time.
Children would cry.
I'm throwing them like a yo-yo. Hey kid, have you ever seen the Eiffel Tower? I'm gonna walk this apple dog. That's so good.
Just entertaining yourself over there, aren't you?
I mean, let's be real. An apple on a string is in some ways more dangerous than, a tub of water filled with apples. Also, here's the thing.
Only if you're the one at the other end of the string.
Well, I guess you're right about that. The kids are all... The thing about it is, like, the kids are all sick by Halloween anyways, right? It's like, what kind of illness are you really preventing when the kids are already, like, they've already traded it?
You know what I mean? Been wiping their noses and touching the same toys.
Yeah, exactly. Like from September through November, right? They're all pretty sick, anyways. It's like what's a bobbin for apples gonna do?
All right, we're just running stitching now.
Okay.
You gonna put it up?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Now you're front and center there, everybody.
All right.
Welcome to the new segment in Stitching Live with Lizzie and Sean, which is called Ask Lizzie. Yeah, you didn't know that this was going to turn into an advice column?
An AMA?
Some kind of Dear Abby.
What
Dear
you got
Abby.
for me?
I don't have anything. I'm hoping that if we just do this long enough,
somebody will ask a question.
Now here's Audrey over here. Audrey's like Mortis the safety tortoise. You can't drown in a bucket playing with an apple on a string. LOL. Okay. Okay.
It's funny.
Wow, I guess that does beg the question, right? Of children drowned while playing bobbing for apples? I don't know. You got to know when to quit, as I tell Tilly all the time.
It's true.
You got to know when to quit. You have to know when to quit.
Mortis the tortoise.
Okay. Yeah, Mortis the safety tortoise. He always plays it safe. That's right. My guy.
Okay.
All right, so you're stitching around. I'm glad that you wore that black T-shirt today because the apple really...
It's not black. It's bottle green.
Oh, on the screen over here, it really pops. It's bottle green, huh?
Yeah.
Well, now people are going to accuse us of coordinating our outfits with the projects, which we said we...
I'm not. I'm not doing that thing. I just... I'm trying to wear things that I've not worn 400 times on screen.
Now Tracy's talking about chickenpox parties.
Oh...
Tracy, we only did that if you were getting older and you had not yet had the chickenpox.
I was legitimately surprised when I found out that there was such a thing as a chickenpox vaccine for our child. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, wait a second.
I remember
she doesn't have to get the chickenpox.
I remember of only having the chickenpox party because there's like, as you get older, getting the chickenpox is like way worse. And so if you were a kid that you were like,
I don't know.
Oh man, kid, you haven't had it yet. Then you went over and did the party.
Real bad.
Yeah.
Joe had it real bad. And he was little. He was like 2 or 3. We have got a picture of him looking very unhappy.
Yeah,
sitting in my dad's armchair.
Yeah, but we moved into the AMA part of the conversation. Everyone, come on, we can't talk about. I'll roll up my sleeve and show my good chickenpox scar if this goes on any longer over here.
I've got one. My mom called it Mother. It's on my forehead. It's usually hidden by my hair. But that was definitely, she said that was the first one you had, and it was the size of a quarter.
Oh, that's crazy. Quarters were different sizes back then.
It's still the size of a
I'm just
dime,
kidding.
and it's the scar.
I'm just kidding. Okay,
and I'm 31. So no, I got chicken pox the day before I was supposed to start swim lessons. I was so bummed out because I couldn't go to swim lessons.
Barbara used to get sent to German measles parties, but never caught it. Many years later, she had a test and found out she was a carrier.
So she was giving it to the neighborhood.
Yeah. Amazing.
I was, though, when we found out that, like, Tilly was not going to have chicken pox, I was like, say what? That's a thing?
Yeah, it turns out it seems to be a thing. And I'm trying to decide if, based on how I have this camera set up, if I can I can
put my project up here while I'm stitching.
Well, you could, but I was thinking I could make the screen larger enough that maybe they'd be able to see your hands just a little bit better. But now we're getting into the stool background where you can see the ghosts of Stitch Live Past now over there. If you look past Lizzie's elbow there.
Stop it!
I'm not going to stop it. Now it's a better look.
We don't need to point it out.
Oh, we don't have to point it out. That's what you don't want to do. Okay, sorry. That was supposed to be like an Easter egg.
Only it's a Christmas sleigh.
I can Tokyo drift this camera just a little way away from it. You know, just like zick, kick, kick, kick. This is a much more pleasing. That's a much more pleasing camera angle. It looks like we kind of know what we're doing.
I don't.
Like that, yeah.
Don't be fooled.
Don't be fooled by what?
That we know what we're doing.
Oh, we're starting to get... You guys, just, fasten your seatbelts. I've got on my to-do list, learn more about camera software. Just you wait. When I actually check that thing off, ooh boy, there's going to be like explosions and like lightning bolts and lasers and stuff. Yeah.
We're gonna bro up our crafts, I guess. All right, so I have gotten to the edge over here.
Okay. Where you began?
Where I began. Well,
your border apple journey?
Sort of, but not really, because where I began is the leaf, but we're going to double back. I got a knot.
You've got a knot at a time like this?
I know.
We're stitching live. We're stitching live with you and me. That's where we'll change the name of the show.
I fixed it. So I'm just going to double back.
Okie dokie.
I tucked in a hanger in there too, by the way. Just like I did the last one. Just make sure you sew through your loop to secure it. Nobody has any questions.
Yeah, what I don't know about is, if I was a school teacher and I received an apple like this, where I might, hang it in the room.
I have given other school teachers other things. Like I made a garland one year for a school teacher that was a preschool teacher that was numbers 1 through 10 or 0 through 10. And each number had a coordinating number of stars on it. So it had a visual representation.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah.
I have given Christmas ornaments at the holidays. I have given...
Darcy has a question.
Oh.
She says, does the thread wax work okay with felt, and does it help with tangles? I don't know much about thread wax, Darcy.
I don't either.
Liz, let me kick that one over to you.
The conditioner stuff, I have some, and I've never used it. I've heard good things, but I've not.
Somebody in the chat may have any experience with thread wax.
Personally used.
Tracy says I've used it without any problems. And Tracy would know, because I know that Tracy stitches a lot. Not that everybody in this chat doesn't stitch a lot, but in my head, Tracy is someone who stitches a lot.
If you get a thread that's particularly twisty, you can just drop your needle and it'll untwist itself, and then you can keep going.
Oh yeah, I'm a big needle. Whenever I'm cross stitching, I get all kinds of twisty stuff. I'm a big needle dropper.
Like that.
Long tail, dropping the needle,
Because the knots I get are often just the knot or the thread twirling back on itself, and so if that starts to happen more often,
Shari says it does help with the tangles, but she's not used it on any felt projects.
Oh.
So there you go.
Because that's more a cross-stitching sort of thing, isn't it?
Or
like
wax?
Embroidery?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure. I haven't signed up for my online Cruel embroidery class through the Royal, what was it called again?
The Royal School of Embroidery.
The Royal School of Embroidery or something? I've not done that.
Clearly, it's made an impact on his...
It's made a huge impact on my thinking. It just hasn't made a huge impact on my memory. There's a difference between the two. Deb, I use it for hand sewing and quilting, but have not tried it for this type of project. Yeah. Okay.
All right. This one's going pretty quick. These apples do come together pretty...
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching the clock, but not watching the clock. And we're getting, like, if you finish this one here in about 2 minutes or so, that's 40 minutes. Royal School of Needlework, there's Sharon with, thank you, the RSN. Sharon. Okay, I was taught to separate all 6 threads and lay 3 back together to avoid the twisting. There you go.
I do that, and I still get the twisting sometimes.
Shari says you use thread conditioner in moderation. You don't want too much to feel like dental floss.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Because dental floss is usually waxed.
Not always.
Isn't this this is the second time we've talked about floss in this show. The first time was Audrey's neighbor giving out toothpaste and floss. Yeah, right.
We used to use dental floss to bind books when I worked for the bookbinder.
The Embroiderers Guild. There you go. It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, I don't know if there are any tried and true tricks to keep the twisting from happening, because I do I separate all my threads and it still twists on itself. So.
I mean, knowing that separating the threads means it might be less twisty, that's the most compelling reason I've ever heard. Because I'm like, you won't find me separating my strands and putting them back together again.
No, you don't.
Yeah, well,
All right. So I am just finishing this one
Gonna
off.
tie that off. Okay, let me see if I can get that back on the old table there. You're kind of off to the left. I can see your left hand. I can see a little bit of the, oh, there it is!
And I'm just gonna finish by bringing my threads between the layers of felt. And then pull.
You're gonna pull through the felt layer there and then snip, snip, snip.
Snip. And then it disappears. And you'll do that over here too. With the other side. I like to put the needle in first because the thread's so much shorter. And then thread my needle. A lot harder. It's not by my face.
Yeah, I've almost never done this part successfully in my life.
I know. Well, I started having trouble with my my threader breaking the threads, so I didn't want to pull it out, but I might have to.
And this is just the best way to finish off your little stitching project there.
Yep. Just to hide your ends.
That way when you give it to the teacher, she gives you an A+ instead of an A.
Sure.
It's like the extra credit here.
There. So there's that ornament.
Poof.
Poof. So got those guys. And then to do this one, I mean, again, it's all just running stitch. So we're just going to sew across here first. There's my 434.
The first step is, I'm sorry, I'm got to pay attention here. The first step is stitching across the top of the caramel layer.
Yes, because you always want to do interior stitching first. So inside to outside is the way that I think about this. I was telling Dana this earlier.
What were you telling Dana earlier? Say that again.
That you do any interior stitches first.
Okay.
And then you work out toward the perimeter. So anytime there's like embroidery, anytime there's details on the inside, if you want to put any embellishments, you go inside to outside. So you can't, it's a lot harder to add embellishments if you've already done your perimeter. It's a lot harder to do details if you've already done your perimeter. So you go inside to outside.
All of a sudden it's occurring to me that, yeah, all you really have to do with this this add-on part is really just stitching that layer across the top. And then it's just...
And stitch
the stick, and then you're back to just doing the perimeter all over again.
Yep.
So in the world of like details and add-ons, this is. Now, have you ever done this with like sequins? You're not like putting like brown beads or sequins.
Oh,
on
yes,
that.
I have.
You have?
I did
okay.
The one when I did
I'm gonna go back and look at your own marketing for today. Hang on a second.
When I did the original set, I did them as magnets.
Yes.
And the stick I made out of actual wood.
Oh yeah, there it is. There's stuff all over that thing.
And then I embellished like with like nuts or whatever.
Now caramel can be kind of a divisive topic as well. This is another good one to kind of throw into the chat and let everybody discuss a little bit. I feel like there are two kinds of people in this world, you know? Those who separate things into groups and those who don't. And also those who are interested in caramel. Like you're not, I don't think you enjoy caramel even a little bit.
It's not my favorite thing, but I will eat it.
I'm sorry. When was the last time that something was served to you and you're like, oh, caramel, okay, I guess. Right? Like caramel is a very, it's a very uncommon thing.
It's not.
It's pretty uncommon.
It's in like Snickers bars, and Snickers bars are like one of the top candy bars in the...
Yeah, I'm sorry. When was the last time anybody in this household ate a candy bar? We're not talking about like M&M. You like M&M's, okay, fine. Like chocolate bars, one thing, but like a candy bar, like a Payday or a Baby Ruth or something, like that's not something that's being purchased.
It's no.
I know it's not being
probably last Halloween.
Yeah, because I do the grocery shopping, so I know what is coming in from the. Yeah, but you're not stopping at a convenience store to grab yourself a Snickers bar.
No, I'm not.
Anywho, Lizzie does not like caramel. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's not my favorite thing. No.
Somebody in the chat is gonna have to tell me how they feel about caramel so that we can really get into this. Because I'm pretty sure I don't think I've ever had a caramel apple.
I've definitely had caramel apples.
I would imagine, like, I can imagine going through my whole childhood without ever having a caramel apple.
And there's also candy apples, or like toffee apples, which are different, which is like a hard candy shell. That's often red. And like a green apple with a red coating on it.
Yeah, this just came up in I overheard whatever Bluey Tilly was listening to the other day.
Uh-huh.
She was watching Bluey while I was downstairs exercising while you were out of town.
That's right. Yeah,
so I couldn't get away from it. I was like, you can go watch it on the TV if you want. She's like, I want to sit here on the steps. So there I was trying to mind my own business, doing sit-ups or something. Doing
sit-ups, and she's sitting there 3 feet away.
I had to listen to Bluey on the iPad, right? And there was a toffee apple that got mentioned in there. Yeah. Tracy coming in strong with the I love caramel. Butterscotch, yuck.
Oh, yeah, I don't care for that.
Shari says, I like caramel, but a caramel apple is impossible to eat.
My mom always got the dip. Like you would cut your apple and then you'd have a caramel dip. And she really liked it, and I never did, but it was always around in the fall.
Huh.
And so
Darcy says that she and her husband, caramel dip is a staple on their grocery list, okay?
Some people like the chocolate dipped apple. I know I've seen chocolate dipped apples as well.
China just said caramel apples with nuts are amazing. And Barbara says toffee apples are okay. I love butterscotch. We often see chocolate ones with sprinkles.
I've seen the chocolate ones too. So if you wanted to do this as a chocolate apple, you certainly could as well. Use your imagination.
Caramel slices with sesame seeds. There you go. Salted caramel is my new favorite. Okay. I'm sorry. Can somebody you can break down for me the difference between caramel, toffee, and butterscotch? Go. Because I'm not a confectionery kind of guy. I'm not
toffee is harder.
Toffee is cooked to a temperature such that it gets hard. Harder. Okay. Because caramel is just butter and sugar, is it not?
No, there's also like heavy cream involved
But it's essentially like melt a bunch of butter, melt some cream, get some sugar in there, make it hot, and it turns into something different. Right?
I don't know enough about caramel to answer this question confidently.
And then butterscotch, like what on earth is
Butterscotch is like Werther's. I think it's also a firm thing, but I think it's a different flavor profile. I think it's butterier than caramel.
Okay, we're going to the internet. Not interested. Okay. They're all cooked sugar confections, but they differ in ingredients and methods. Caramel's made with white sugar. Butterscotch and toffee use brown sugar and butter. Toffee's cooked to a higher temperature than butterscotch, resulting in a hard, brittle texture. Mm-hmm. So caramel is primarily made
praline, which is essentially...
So caramel is literally, I think, just granulated sugar.
Oh, I thought that there was... also like dairy in it.
I don't believe so. No. Okay. No. And then butterscotch is like brown sugar and butter and sometimes cream. And then toffee is like the same stuff, sometimes other nuts. And I think it just gets hotter. Okay, good. We've separated that out. That's wonderful. I love a caramel apple. My husband likes a candy apple. Fair season is beginning in Maine, so we'll be indulging soon. Okay, Jennifer, sure. What's the difference between a caramel apple and a candy apple?
I just told you, it's like a hard candy shell.
Oh, okay, got it. Barbara says fudge is disgusting, though. Okay.
Barbara.
Okay, all right, okay.
Barbara.
I mean, I've never had any. Yeah, Nikki, Barbara, fudge is a God's gift to this earth. LOL. That's great. But Barbara, what about when you're in the mall and they sing to you while they're making the fudge? Renee, I make toffee for Christmas every year. It's butter and brown sugar, and you stir it constantly. Yeah, Margaret's here with the softball versus hardball boil temperature.
Yeah, I knew that the temperatures were
different. The temperature is important. There we go. Okay. Because I'm familiar with praline. I saw lots of praline get made, or praline get made, and that was brown sugar and butter, but then with pecans inside. So that's really like... But it was not quite as hard as toffee. It was more like
it was like a...
It's like a soft, like a slightly... So it's somewhere between...
Yeah, you cook it till it's crumbly, but it's not like hard.
Candy apple is a hard sugar shell. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so with this layered dye, you could make all sorts of different confections, as it were.
Okay.
Okay, so I've done both the front and the back now. And... again, remember, in order to do this to make the layers match, you've got to mirror them, right? So one has the scoop on the one side, one has the scoop on the other.
Got it.
So that way when they line up...
So all you've done is stitch those two layers across the top.
Yes.
While we were talking caramel and butterscotch.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna stitch my
Now you're
stick.
stitching your popsicle stick. Audrey wants to know how we feel about saltwater taffy, and is that only a northern thing? Renee's in here to say I love taffy. Ooh, Barbara says, what is taffy? Here we go. Here we go. Taffy, when it's done, Barbara, it's like pink, and it's usually like...
it's not always pink.
It's not always pink, but it has like kind of a gum-like texture, except you
like
chew it. Like it's a gooey... So like you can get it in a pack, and it's like hard, but then it stretches.
I had people who don't typically craft using my supplies this weekend, and I can tell which colors now they've gotten into. So give me just a second to get my thread together here.
There's sugar, cornstarch, salt, butter, and corn syrup with water to make some taffy. There you go.
Yeah, taffy. Oh, watermelon taffy.
Tracy says it's a hard pass. Her mom absolutely loves it, though. Okay, there you go.
Okay. So we've got, this is 612. Which
612.
is the color that I use for barley, which is the color of the stick here that I have made. Oh, don't fall. Okay. And it's going to go into the apple. So I'm just going to start here at the end. I'm still going between the layers.
Uh-huh.
Because it's the easiest way to hide the knot. But you can cut thin wood with our dies, because that is what I used. I used like 1/32 of an inch wood veneer on...
Yeah, so you can cut like a really, really thin, like crafty wood. I would not want to say balsa wood, because it may or may not be that. But
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, the really thin sheets of wood. So you can use our dies to die cut that, and then you'll have these little sturdy wooden sticks.
Yes. And I did too. I did them back to front, just like I would with...
There goes Mom waving at her.
Hi, Mom.
Driving down the driveway there.
Again, just doing...
We were working on the new fall color stories were being worked on today in the barn, everybody.
One of them still doesn't have a name.
We can't oh yeah, Darcy said she's used some chipboard. We can't disclose what the colors are in the color stories, but we can tell you that there are at least 4 people on this earth that know what they look like, and they've been rolling and stuffing it to get it ready for you.
And then there's 3 other people too.
Yes, of course, 3 other people, you know. Is taffy like a chew or it's a starburst? It's somewhere like that, Barbara. It is like it is like that kind of starbursty, kind of chewy kind of texture. You're in the ballpark.
There's no gelatin in it.
Yeah, there's no gelatin, but it's the kind of thing where like when you bite it, you can really string it out, you know?
Yeah.
And yes, I was never a big taffy eater because I don't really like chewy and gooey things. Like I'm not a gummy bear guy. I've never been a guy who's interested in like gummy bears, and I didn't really like starburst either because I just...
Well, and you had orthodontia
for
much of your youth.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain, yes. So much orthodontia. It's a cash business, yes.
You can't really have those things with the orthodontia.
Yeah, I mean, let me take it one step further and just ask the old Google box, is Starburst taffy, and see what it says. Yes, Starburst candies are a type of taffy. They're known for their soft, chewy flavor and fruity textures.
Well, I wouldn't call Starburst taffy.
I think also...
But Google would.
I think in general, taffy being fruity is also part of the deal. Like, taffy can come in many, many, many different flavors, but it very often is...
we had chocolate taffy here and there when I was a kid.
Yeah, but I'm saying that usually when you're thinking about taffy, it's usually
or like a
fruit.
licorice.
Yeah, it's usually kind of in those flavor profiles. Yeah. Shari says, I love watching the taffy pulling machine at work.
Oh, that would be fun.
And Audrey says the new color stories are delicious.
Oh, I'm so glad.
All right.
I did not have enough.
True Crime Tracy says taffy is very popular in Oregon. There's a candy shop in Cannon Beach that sells every flavor you can imagine.
Ooh.
Shari and Audrey are both talking about how much they like the new color stories and they're interested to know their names.
Yeah.
I can tell you about the new color stories that I've tried to contribute to the naming convention, and I've got my usual batting average of success. which is enough to keep me in Double-A baseball.
Oh, come on.
So,
yes.
Kelly says that Starburst used to be called Opal Fruits back in the day.
Starburst used to be called Opal Fruits?
That's what Kelly just said.
All right.
And Audrey says that saltwater taffy is wrapped in a wax paper like a Tootsie Roll, but it's bigger. Yeah.
That's true. My grandpa used to like to get saltwater taffy.
It does seem like, well, I mean, that tracks. I mean, there are certain things that are,
that's true.
that they're really exciting and engaging because they're like vacation treats.
Yes. That's...
Right? Like you could only, especially back in the day, right? Like you could only get so many of those things.
That is true.
You know, like you go to the shore and it's like, oh, have you had the saltwater taffy? Did you get yourself there, Minnie?
Yeah, I did. I'm fine.
No bleeding on the felt.
I'm not going to bleed on the...
Oh, Kelly says in the UK they were called Opal Fruits.
Oh. Okay.
And then Barbara's she's got the slogan. She's there for it. That's great. Ah.
What on earth did I just do?
I don't know. What did you just do? I'm over here trying to keep everybody in the chat engaged and learning about taffy, butterscotch, toffee, and caramel here today.
Gracious.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, everybody.
The other big brand was Laffy Taffy, right? Like that's a real thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. I don't like that texture at all. Like I didn't
No.
like I was not a kid who liked to play with putty. I'm like, ugh.
Oh.
Yeah, like ugh.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I never touched this stuff. No, I'm not interested at all.
You were a clean kid.
Yeah, I was a clean kid, but even, like, yeah, silly putty was like that was never something that I wanted to be messing around with.
I was not a clean kid.
Yeah, not at all. No. I was don't get me wrong, I was a sweaty kid.
Well.
And I didn't mind playing a lot of baseball, like sliding in the dirt, but I was not like a digging in the dirt, hands in mud pile, taffy eating, silly putty stretching kind of guy.
I was.
Yeah, not my bag at all.
Okay.
Oh, Barbara's talking about tablet now. We're here with you with tablet.
Oh, I've had tablet.
We're here with you on tablet. Let's go to the dentist together. We'll hold hands. Hold hands at the orthodontist because we got into the tablet, everybody.
That's what I imagine the texture of the praline that we used to put in the scones. That's sort
it was sort of that feel. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's not hard, but it's also not soft.
I mean, it's been a long time since I worked in North Star, but you know that praline before it went into the scones, when it was just like in a container in the walk-in cooler, that was my coffee.
That's
like instead of drinking coffee, you just get like a little nibble, like it was like
straight sugar.
Oh yeah, it was like sticking your finger in a light socket. Let's go. I could run through a brick wall.
I used to make that stuff. That stuff is dangerous, though.
Oh, super dangerous.
You make that. You've got to be careful. You got to watch your arms.
Yeah, you're boiling. You're boiling. You're boiling, everybody. Here we go.
In this giant vat that you had to not touch either.
It wasn't a vat. You used to make that in the old Rondo there.
Isn't that the thing with the handle that you'd pull down?
Oh no, that was a tilt skillet.
Yeah, that's what we made it in Beach
No,
Hall.
did you really? You made it in the tilts? Not the tilt skillet. That was in the steam. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes, and it was hot and it was scary.
Well, of course it was hot and scary. That's what
Okay.
Okay.
Is anybody interested in watching the rest of this come together, or do you just want to? This is where
I mean, I can bring it back out to you full. Why don't you just hold it up in front of the camera? They've seen two.
I know.
They've seen two.
That's why I'm asking.
As soon as I put the camera back to you, you just stuck your.
I stuck the needle.
You stuck the needle in your mouth. It's like, well, just go back to this other view.
That's my natural state of being, everyone.
I mean, I'm putting the picture up, and I can push this guy over. So Lizzie just finished the stem for this.
I finished the stick.
It's maybe a candy apple, maybe a caramel apple, maybe it's... This is funny, I brought up the caramel. I forget how, like, readily available caramel is, like, in my head...
it's in, like, the Marzetti...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I never think about dessert. This is what happens when you become allergic to eggs and dairy. You effectively stop thinking about dessert at all times.
Yes.
And so when I think about caramel, I'm like, how could one even begin to get caramel? Like, you can't just
lucky for
buy it on the shelf at the grocery store. It turns out you can.
You can.
Okay.
Luckily for you, you're married to a woman who's constantly preoccupied by dessert. So
anywho,
you still get it.
It turns out there are people who are here in the chat who, are happy to get some apples and get their jar of caramel and bring that bad boy home and slice it into wedges and go for it, as opposed to the old dip.
My sister loves caramel apples.
Oh, okay.
Did you not know this?
No, I did not know that my sister-in-law... I'm sorry, Jesse, if you're watching from the bank right now or later on tonight. She's probably not watching later tonight. She's probably helping the kids with the homework because they're in school. Oh, okay. All right, there we go. I'm glad I got that off my chest. What are you doing right now?
I'm putting the ends into my stick. Because...
Oh, no one can see that because I got the picture-in-picture up. There we go.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. No. Put it back where...
I have to trim it off now.
Okay, it's gone on too long. Now we're out of sync.
Yeah, we are goofy. Okay, so yes, all you would do is just like we sewed in the leaf on the first one, you sew in the stick on this one.
Okay.
But you're just, the only thing to do now is go around the perimeter. So.
Oh. Sorry. Well, just now Audrey says, should we start the caramel or the caramel debate? And I said, oh, Caps, there's no time for that. And then Nikki right behind me said, I've been waiting for this.
That's true. Depending on where you live.
There's also a lot of shade being thrown at Play-Doh right now. People don't like the smell of Play-Doh or the texture of Play-Doh. And so that's got people...
That doesn't bother me that much. Except that there's all the little crumbs that get all over the floor and then end up on your socks because your child
Well, that's what someone just mentioned, the shag carpet. They had shag carpet and kids destroyed it with the Play-Doh. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, okay. That's not...
Well, as you can tell from me speaking all through this chat, I'm team caramel as well. I'm not a caramel guy.
No, I sometimes... It depends on how it's spelled, too, because sometimes they put in the 2 ways and sometimes they don't.
Deb says she changes the way that she says it all the time. Good for you, Deb. Mix it up. Mm-hmm. Potato, you know?
For me, it really just depends on how it's spelled. If it's spelled caramel, I'm supposed to say caramel. If it's spelled caramel, I'll say caramel. So,
I saw
how's that for an answer?
I still have the caps lock on when I typed, how do you spell caramel? It's like I was yelling at Google. It's spelled with an A all the time, babe. There's...
C-A-R-M-E-L or C-A-R-A-M-E-L.
C-A-R-M-E-L is a misspelling when used as a food or a color.
Well, there you go.
It is a word that can be used as a name for people or places. So if you're talking about the color caramel or the food caramel, it is C-A-R-A-M-E-L. Now that I've got that spelled out, the UK people will tell me they probably put a silent something in there. I don't really know.
Oh, good. Anger our UK friends.
No, the UK people are not angry when we talk about how much better they are at spelling than us. Where they're just sliding U's into color and that kind of stuff. It's okay. No one's mad about that. Shari, we were only allowed to play with Play-Doh outside. Oh. Which, by the way, keeping it outside means it dries out faster.
Yes.
Dad broke so many fun factories with hard Play-Doh.
Oh, no.
That's such a great memory. The memory of, like, Dad trying to play with you. Yeah, Dad trying to play with you. Right. Just shoving his way through the afternoon. That's me to a T.
Thanks,
absolutely.
Dad.
Yeah. There have been so many moments in my life where I'll be crafting with Tilly and I'm just like, why am I the one crafting with Tilly in this house? Like, on what planet has it fallen to be me to do the crafting? I don't know. This is so crazy.
She likes crafting with you because you have more patience for when she's just dorking around and driving me crazy.
I'm just saying, it'd be like living at home with, I don't know, it'd be like living at home with Michael Phelps, and it was like his wife was one teaching the swim lessons. It's like, what are we doing out here?
Michael Phelps?
This is so crazy.
Dang, I'm an Olympian.
You are an Olympian. As far as Play-Doh, if you mix colors together, just throw it away, Toe Catch says.
We have a 1 jar at a time rule, and it really bums Tilly out, because she's like, but I want to make the
I'm sorry. I remember Tilly being way too young to understand that she should, like, she's like 2 years old and you're like, don't mix the colors. And I'm like, sweetheart, you gotta ease up a little bit.
Can't.
And you like can't turn it off.
It breaks my head.
Oh my
gosh. I can't do it.
Okay, well, you earlier were like, does anybody want to watch me stitch this?
You kept talking, so I just kept sewing.
Oh my Lord. I was gonna give this like a fade out. I was gonna make this like a song on an album and just like
into the distance.
Yeah, and fade us. But this is usually when we start talking about not finishing a project, someone in the chat is always like, no, I want to sing it until it's all the way done. And then we just hang out.
Well, that's what I was doing because you were just talking about the caramel thing, and so I figured I would just keep going while you were talking about.
Not a single person no one will stick out their neck and say they're team caramel. I'll tell you that right now. Caramel? Caramel? I don't know, man.
I don't know. Now you know how you hear a word too many times and you're like, I don't think I'm saying it right anymore?
Oh, yeah.
That's where we are with that particular
I still pronounce it caramel. That's me.
That's fine.
The old, just a couple of schwas. I'm from the Midwest, so just a couple of schwa sounds, you're going to do just fine.
That's right.
The old Midwestern vowel movement. Just turning everything into a schwa, you're going to be good.
Schwa.
Okay.
Yep. Well, I tucked in a hanger on this one as well. And I'm just going to keep sewing.
There you go. Okay. So do I have to go looking for the caramel at the I do my grocery shopping on Tuesday. So by the time I go back to the grocery a week from today,
we're not gonna remember.
I'm not sure that I'm going to remember. I'm not sure that I'm going to remember this conversation.
No.
No one has to text me a reminder.
Sorry.
I don't need anybody late Monday night or early Tuesday morning hitting me up with, did you get the caramel? I bet the jar is probably at least 8 ounces, right? It's going to be like way more caramel than I really want to eat.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. What was that sound?
They're just playing, man. Tilly's got a babysitter here today, so we're just hearing some stuff from outside the door. That's fine.
Her room is clean, though. So.
I did just hear a G's, though.
Yeah, well, you know.
Renee says caramel because she married a Yankee and he's rubbed off a bit. That's okay. And my friend Andy Newberry, who's not here with us today, he married a woman from Scotland, and the first time he said the word "wee," I couldn't believe it. Right? He's like, "It's just a wee bit." I was like, "Ow!" It's catching.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when my sister gets mad, her Southern comes out because we were raised in Ohio, but she lives in Tennessee now.
Oh.
And when she gets fired up, her accent gets Southern, and it cracks me up.
Audrey says the caramel can be found in a tub by the apples in the produce section.
I think that's usually the case. I don't know about our grocery store, but I have seen that before.
Call me crazy. I'm just too busy looking at the apples, turns out. Oh, Margaret, you're welcome. I'm so glad that worked out. Margaret's here in the chat. She just spoke up for the first. She said, thanks for her note in dividing her floss. It made the job go faster. Margaret ordered a lot of floss recently, and there I was on the table trying to decide how I should divide it up so that she would have any chance on the planet of sorting it. And I think I ended up putting it in 2 bags, but I'm glad that worked out for you, Margaret.
Oh, good.
It was like just close enough where I almost was like, should I put this in like 4 different bags? But then it was going to be like the 6 and 700s and the 8 and 900s. But then like all the 3800s were just, anyways.
The 3800, there's a lot of 30, there's a lot of 3000s. I'm not sure why DMC does it. I'm sure there's a reason.
Oh, the French definitely have a reason.
I'm sure there's a reason. I don't know what it is, but it does get a little goofy there when you're trying to order thread.
Renee says a Southern accent is so easy to adopt. She calls him the biggest Yankee redneck ever. He's a real carpetbagger, eh?
See, when we go to New England, I suddenly start sounding like I'm from up in Portland or something. I love it, though. It's fun.
What are you doing right now? You're separating thread?
I'm sewing around the bottom of my caramel.
Okay.
Or caramel, as you will. Now I don't know what to say anymore.
It's okay. It's fine.
I'm all self-conscious about my sugary apples. Almost done. Sorry, everybody. I know there's dead air suddenly because it's gone a little long in the tooth.
I'm just reading. Barbara says she's turned her craft room upside down, searching for some floss she put in a box to make bobbins.
I almost made bobbins this weekend, but I realized I was going to have to take like my my tape and stuff with me, and I didn't want to have to deal with all that. So.
That sounds great. Sorry, I've got a barn technician reaching out.
A barn technician?
Oh yeah, a little barn guy going on here. Ow.
Oh, about we have critters trying to. We've made it so hospitable.
In the Pashta barn.
In the Pashta barn, they've decided, well, we don't mind moving in if you got space, and we're like, sorry, fellas, we don't got space. So I don't mind looking at them in the field, but We don't need anybody's felt smelling like a skunk. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't usually interrupt the stitching lives for a text, but that one seemed, that one seemed good.
Particularly important.
You know.
All right. Now, when you're stitching around this bottom section and it has 4 layers, just make sure to give yourself a little extra thread, because 4 layers thick is a lot of layers, and you will go through your thread faster than you think you will.
So that's not a time where you would do the old...
I still do it. I
still do it.
I just add
You
on
don't
a
just
little
go with
extra.
an arm's length like a real champion does.
No,
Okay.
Real champion, I do not.
Deb says, I'm sure we would appreciate the felt not smelling like skunk. Yes. No one wants that. Nobody wants the felt.
They're cute and all, but they're smelly. So, between the skunks and the groundhogs, we gotta do something.
We're doing our best to keep the animals out of the barn.
Yes.
It turns out if you build a barn with a heated concrete floor in a place where a bunch of animals used to live in the barn floor, they want to get back to it. And when they get back to it, they're like, oh my gosh.
Oh, this is nice.
It's even cozier than it was before. Indoor plumbing, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
So now we have to figure out, okay, what do we need to do? Because I don't want to just, I'm not kicking a can down the road here.
Well, and we don't want a bunch of
there are many things
unalived animals.
We don't
would
want
much
many
rather
things.
Just reinforce the structure so that this is not an issue.
Although I did start thinking if you wanted to, I did start wondering if you were going to we're going to get some jute ute and a bunch of old CDs, and then the whole side of the barn was just going to be like dangling compact discs.
I think my old CDs are in that closet right in front of us.
Yeah, well, there's a tiny part of me that was like, I would like to do that.
Frighten them off with some Dave Matthews Band.
I can't believe Deb just typed into the chat, barn cats to keep the critters out. No, there'll be no more cats. We have enough cats to go around. It's man-to-man coverage in this household. There's 1 cat per person.
Yeah, and Betty's been in a mood today, so...
Yes, Tracy's exactly right. So if you build it, they will come. Yes, exactly right. Exactly right.
They will. And they will decide not to leave.
Yeah, for those of you who are just joining or maybe don't know a lot about the Pashta Barn. So, Pashta it's the American dream. It's a business that was started in a spare bedroom and got big enough that it needed to move out of the house before or after it had taken over every floor of the house.
Every floor of the
So we renovated an existing barn on our property, but we renovated it by keeping the only thing that stayed from the old barn was the actual exterior. So the whole exterior of the barn, like all the siding and the poles stayed. We literally built our entire Pashta warehouse
It's a
from
house,
the inside out.
It's a house inside a barn.
Yeah, so the first thing they did was, they dug out the flooring and then they firmed up the structure of everything that was there, new rafters, new lumber, just like everywhere in that barn. And then they built walls up, and after they poured the floor, they stood up all these walls and then finished it like that. So now we have this strange cladding situation where there's this air gap in between the original siding of the barn and the new part of the barn, and it just so happens to be like the perfect place for
critters,
anything to live. Yeah, because they can get in between the 2 layers, and it's warm and it's safe, and there you go.
And as much as I am not bothered by actual critters, Sean reminds me that they can do some real damage to the plumbing.
Yes,
and stuff.
Yes. Since the barn is heated entirely by a heated floor, it's like they could get underneath the dirt and they could get underneath the plastic and they could get into there because they're probably attracted to the warmth of the hot water pipes.
Yeah.
Take one nibble on one of those bad boys and we have real problems.
Real trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's everything you needed to know about the Pashto warehouse now that we are here near the end of this Stitch Live.
Well, not everything.
Darcy said, plant a garden away from the barn. It works from the groundhogs in my yard. We have so much yard. That nothing really. They're just they're eating everything.
They eat everything.
Everything,
cute.
Digging and everything, eating and everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Did you already do the red layers across the top?
Yep. So
you're working your way back right now on the caramel.
Yep.
And then you'll be tying that off. Okay, great.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah, Margaret's got the right idea. Electric web fencing around the base of the barn. There you go. That's what we're talking about.
I started at the top, because then I could sew in the stick and the string.
Got it. So when you're sewing
and then I wouldn't have to deal with those while I was trying to stuff.
Ah, that's so there's two reasons why you started up there.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Barbara says, so what are you going to do? We're going to ask a professional, Barbara.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do. Someone's coming to take a look at the barn next week and just talk us through our options. We'll see what happens.
I don't like the idea of hurting a bunch of animals, but I do like the idea of just making it harder for them so they move on.
Yeah, we're basically just acknowledging, okay, we're going to be here for decades, and this is going to be a problem for decades, so we might as well sort it out.
All right, and
now.
tying off the final stuff here.
My assumption is like dig down, put in a bunch of fence, put the dirt back, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
Yeah. So you're tying that off, and then next week, what are we stitching next week?
I don't remember.
Okay, I'm taking a look. Oh, see, next week we're supposed to go back to a more of a summer thing, and we had planned on the Sweet Treats ice cream cone
Yeah,
next
because
week.
it's still hot.
You have to tell me about it. The week have the door closed, and I got a laptop in my lap. It's warm. It's warm up in here. So next week, the Sweet Treats ice cream cone.
Yes.
Which is going to be probably a more of a target-rich environment for beads and sequins, I would imagine.
Sure.
And then we'll get to talk about everyone's favorite flavors of ice cream. Don't put them in the chat now. Just, write them on a Post-it note.
on it.
Set them next to your iPad and save that for next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will be a fairly quick stitch because I will be working on the autumn stuff.
Dana's so hot. There you go. Okay.
I was in Mammoth Cave this weekend. Here's the last
Hang on. Yeah, we can go to the table then if you want. If you want to set them all three up so we can see them, I'll just let you take a look at that. There we go, everyone. So it took us about an hour and 45 minutes.
To do all three of
To
them?
do all three of those while
there
also
you go.
keeping on a conversation and chatting. But there's all three, and those all come in the same set. So you get the Autumn Apple set. None of these are add-ons or details. You buy the Autumn Apple.
This is all part of it.
And you'll get all that a part of it. The Poison Apple would be an add-on, but, maybe you don't have to go that spooky.
No.
I know. And I'll go back to you and me here.
I did say we were in Mammoth Cave this past week, and by we, I mean not Sean. I mean my sister and her friends and I.
Somebody had to stay home and pack orders.
That's right. And thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's a constant 54 degrees down there year round. And
That sounds so awesome.
I made a joke about myself being a lady of a certain age and that being just fine. That temperature.
Oh,
being
got it.
just
That's
fine.
it. I'm closing it down. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We will see you next week.
Yes.
It was great to chat with all of you.
Ice cream.
And we'll see you next week for some ice cream. It's going to be so much fun.
It will.
Okay, toodaloo.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.